Hey everyone, welcome back to Friday Crypto. My name is Chase. Today we're going to look at AMP. We're going to look at AMP on a couple different charts today. We're going to start off on the 5-day Gaussian channel, which, as you know, if you follow me at all, is very important to know whether you're bullish or bearish quite quickly. So let's get into it without further ado. The 5-day Gaussian channel, after we entered it back on September 13th, once you close 2 candles inside of this thing, the odds just simply increase pretty rapidly that you're going to at some point visit the next trend line, right? Which we did perfectly, many weeks later. So October 23rd, we wicked down right to it, held it as support, and then lifted back off to, you guessed it, retest the top of it. If we would have closed 2 candles under this line, then yes, the odds increase of us coming down further. But AMP held perfect support. Nice respect to that median line on the 5-day Gaussian channel. We tried to get back out of it with a wick, right? Prices got out of it pretty quickly, but we ended up closing that candle back in the channel, and then yes, back rejection, back down again. We've been trying to oscillate back and forth between this top section of this channel for a long time, since September. So we've made some attempts to get out of it, but so far unsuccessfully. So now we came back down, settled back down at the ocean floor here, and now we're attempting to go back up again. So what we want to look for is a breakout and a close above the 5-day Gaussian channel, which is right now about 6.8 cents. If we could do that, that would be the biggest thing to happen to AMP in quite some time. Okay, so focus on that. You might wonder what that green line is. I'm glad you asked. Let's get right to it. Right here on the weekly chart, AMP on the weekly. So since our June, recovery here from our May drop, AMP recovered quite quickly. But then since then, making lower highs, right? So we're consolidating back down. So we made a huge move. So from November of 2020 to June of 2014, June 14th of 2021, we had a nice 4,000% rally. Okay, so after that, you need some cool off time. So consolidation, right? We're building. We fell below the 21-week EMA. That's what this yellow line is. So now we're attempting to get back above it. So every time that AMP has attempted to do that, after going below the 21-week, right back here in July, our capitulation across all of crypto was pretty low back in mid-July, and then we rebounded quite quickly. We tried to test that top line again, which we didn't know was going to be forming this at the time, but we tried to get above it, came back down, back underneath the 21-week, right, and then consolidation under it. As soon as we got back above the 21-week, we tried to get it again. We tried to get it again, and we still have been unsuccessful to do it. And that was November, the first week of November. Came back down again. Then, guess what? After closing again below the 21-week, the next week we closed above again the 21-week, and we attempted again, still unsuccessfully. So now we're forming this trend line, and it's becoming a stronger trend line to break with each week that we wick up to and continue to close this. See this? It's just formed it, right? So back in here, we didn't have that much to go on. But every weekly candle that we get, this line becomes stronger. So when we break this, and I believe that time is coming, that will be the biggest thing to happen since before the summer of this year. That will be very big time, very bigly for AMP. So that's where we are now. Currently, we're not that far from it. About 8%. AMP can do that in blink of an eye, right? AMP has daily candles that do more than that by many factors. So step 1, let's close back above the 21-week. Step 2, let's close above this trend line and start making another uptrend. After the big uptrend here from, about a year ago, late November, we had a nice rally into the summer. And then consolidation, cool off. A lot of coins are mirroring this very similarly. So it's no cause for concern for AMP. We're just consolidating longer. So AMP has some rougher, choppy waters than a lot of coins, a lot of volatility. But stay the course. I think all will be well in due time. So that's the daily. We're closing above it. We still have 6.5 days until we can close this candle above the 21-week. But maybe, you never know. Maybe this is the week that we end up closing above it. That would be fantastic. So look at that. Look for that. Okay, so AMP on the daily. Let's drop down a little bit more and kind of zoom in here. So there's that same line. So on the weekly we looked at, it was this low. So the weekly scales are different than the daily scales, as you can see. So the daily, we have to redraw this line a little bit in order to get a better, anticipation of when we could be breaking trend on, towards the weekly. So the daily chart, same peak, but a little bit different closes on the daily versus the weekly. So on the daily, we need to be closing above 6.5 cents. Now, as the days progress here, this is dropping a little bit. So if we wait until, mid-January, we'd probably be closer to 6 cents. Obviously, we'd like to close this, break this as soon as possible. And AMP is certainly capable of making those moves. I mean, look at back in November, 41% in a day. Early November, 33% in a day. So, and this, look at this week here. I mean, these are massive strings that AMP can put through. So in 1 week, I mean, you're making a 2x move, 100% move. So that's all. We don't need that much more, right? What we talk about, 8% on the weekly, 15% on the daily. It could do that in the next handful of days, sure. But that's what I would be watching for on the daily, on the weekly. So 6.5 cents there, a little bit more than that for the weekly, but we'll see. So those are your two levels. And another important key factor is closing, multiple candles above this 21 day. This is be the first day we've gotten above it since we've closed above it back in really November. So all of December we have not closed above this line. So hopefully this is the turnaround point for AMP to make at least another test up in here towards that 6.5 cent level. That would be very nice. So anything else? Let's see if we load here. No dice. That's it. You're cut off. Let's see, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. If you want more help, and you have a free Telegram chat, so that's linked below. 100% free. We're about 650 members in there. If I'm not making things on YouTube, sometimes I'll post things in there. Sometimes I'll post different charts, different coins, stuff like that. Quick tips and tricks. If you want more help than that, to learn more, that's what Patreon is for. You get access to a private Telegram chat and more one-on-one kind of with me. A lot of posts, like 5 or 6 different short clips in there a day, more than what I post to YouTube. We also have a Twitter account, so follow us on there if you're not already. So Crypto Fear and Greed Index is at 40. So we're still in fear, but we're making higher lows. Look at this macro level. So all we want to do to continue this price moving up is make a 46 or higher, and we can continue in that direction. If we come down below, we want to simply avoid making lower lows. So keep an eye on that. Day to day, we update this daily. Quote of the day. The great thing about getting older is that you don't lose all the other ages you've been. How smart. Car of the day, Bentley Continental, and either a coupe or a convertible. Both 4-seaters, so you can take everybody with you. In style. Where is this? Anybody know? I guess it's somewhere in the UK, since that's where Bentleys are made. Well, all right, that's it. I'll cut you loose there. We'll try to do anything else. Try maybe do another one. We'll see. See you on the next one. Peace out.